It is the natural outpouring of the soul when it remembers its true nature. Joy is the spontaneous expression of gratitude, the recognition that all is part of a greater whole. It is the radiant light that fills the heart when one is in alignment with the divine pulse. Joy does not depend on circumstances, for it is a state of being, a recognition of the perfection that exists in every moment. Joy arises naturally from within when one surrenders to the sacred rhythm. It is the light that fills every experience, turning even the smallest moments into celebrations of life. There is no effort required, no striving to attain joy. It is already present, already woven into the fabric of the soul. When one remembers their connection to the divine pulse, joy flows effortlessly, filling every moment with warmth, light, and gratitude. It is the celebration of life itself, the recognition that every moment is a gift. Peace, love, and joy are not separate from one another. They are expressions of the same divine rhythm. They are the natural qualities of one's soul when aligned with the sacred flow. When one becomes attuned to the divine pulse, these qualities arise effortlessly, like a river flowing in its natural course. Peace, love, and joy are the outpourings of divine grace that fill every moment, every relationship, every experience. The more one aligns with the divine rhythm, the more these qualities overflow from their being, transforming every aspect of life into an expression of divine unity. As these divine qualities flow from within, they begin to shape the world around them. The world becomes a reflection of the divine pulse, a mirror of the sacred flow that moves through all things. Every encounter, every relationship, every experience becomes an opportunity to express these divine qualities, to share the peace. Each moment becomes a reflection of divine grace, a manifestation of the sacred rhythm that guides all existence. The eternal current does not waver, does not pause, does not question itself. It moves through all things, unseen yet undeniable, shaping existence with a hand so gentle that it leaves no mark, yet so powerful that nothing escapes its embrace. It does not ask for understanding, does not demand belief, does not require effort. It is simply there, as it has always been, as it will always be, guiding, sustaining, unfolding in endless perfection. There is no force in this movement, no compulsion, no struggle. The river does not push itself forward, it is carried. The flame does not strive to burn, it simply radiates. The breath does not demand to rise and fall, it moves with effortless grace. And so it is with all things. The self does not need to grasp, does not need to seek, does not need to strain against what is already in motion. It only needs to trust, to surrender, to allow the sacred unfolding to reveal itself as it was always meant to. To resist is to create suffering. To struggle against the current is to create the illusion of separation. But in truth, there is no separation. There is no distance. There is no lack. The ocean does not question its ways. They are part of it. The sky does not fight against the stars. They belong to it. The self, too, is not apart from the sacred whole. It has never been, it cannot be, for nothing exists outside of this boundless presence. The journey is not about becoming, not about attaining, not about changing. It is about remembering. It is about awakening to what has always been. The light has never been absent. It is meant to rest in what is eternal, to move with the flow, to trust in the unfolding of all things. To live in alignment is to move without resistance, to trust the current, to surrender to the wisdom of the unfolding. Nothing is missing. Nothing is out of place. The path has already been set, the rhythm already guiding, the unfolding already perfect. There is no struggle in this, no effort, no striving, only the simple act of allowing, of remembering, of being carried by the movement that has always been. The world mirrors the energy within. When the heart is at peace, the world reflects that peace. When love moves freely within, it is seen in all things. When joy rises from the soul, every moment becomes a celebration. The universe is not distant, not separate, not apart. It is the same rhythm, the same presence, the same infinite unfolding. Nothing is ever truly lost. Nothing is ever truly apart. The sacred rhythm moves through all things, connects all things, sustains all things. It is the silent breath behind every motion, the unseen force that holds every moment in perfect harmony. The self does not need to reach, does not need to struggle, does not need to fear. It only needs to trust, to surrender, to allow the divine rhythm to carry it as it always has. There is no distance, no division, no separation. There is only the sacred unfolding, the boundless embrace, the quiet knowing that all is already whole. To align with the rhythm of existence is to step beyond all illusion, beyond all fear, beyond all doubt. Joy is not something to be grasped, not something to be chased. It is always present, always waiting to shine forth, always ready to reveal itself in the recognition of wholeness. Nothing has ever been separate from this flow. The river does not resist the current that carries it. The sun does not struggle to shine. The breath does not hesitate in its movement. The self, too, is not meant to resist, not meant to struggle, not meant to grasp at what is always shifting. It is meant to move with a rhythm, to trust in the unfolding, to surrender to the wisdom that has always been guiding it. The burdens carried are illusions. The weight of the past, the fear of the future, these are shadows cast by the mind, distractions from the truth of what has always been. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to fight against, nothing to fear. The sacred rhythm is never abandoned, never wavered, never ceased to move in perfect harmony. It does not demand, does not force, does not hesitate. It simply flows, carrying all things in its boundless grace. The sky does not cling to passing clouds. The ocean does not resist the rise and fall of the waves. The self, too, is not meant to grasp at the fleeting, not meant to be bound by what is always changing. It is meant to rest in what is eternal, to move with the current, to trust in the unfolding of all things. To live in alignment is to surrender to the rhythm that has always carried all things. There is nothing to force, nothing to control, nothing to resist. The path has already been set, the current already flowing, the unfolding already perfect. There is no struggle in this, no effort, no striving, only the simple act of allowing, of remembering, of being carried by the sacred movement. It is to see clearly, to know deeply, to trust completely. It is to recognize that all is already perfect, already held, already in motion according to a wisdom far greater than the mind can grasp. The river does not hesitate, it simply flows. The sun does not question its purpose, it simply shines. The breath does not resist its movement, it simply rises and falls, effortlessly, in harmony with all that is. The self, too, is meant to move in this way, to trust, to allow, to surrender to the unfolding that has already been set in motion. The mind may search for answers, may grasp an understanding, may try to hold on to what is meant to move. But there is nothing to grasp, nothing to hold, nothing to fear. The divine rhythm is already carrying all things, already guiding all things, already unfolding in perfect harmony. The past does not bind. The future does not need to be controlled. The only truth is this moment. The only reality is now. And in this now, all is already whole. All is already aligned. All is already moving in perfect unity. There is no need to seek, no need to struggle, no need to strive. The path is already set, the current already flowing, the unfolding already complete. The divine rhythm does not wait, does not hesitate, does not waver. It simply moves, infinite and unbroken, sustaining all things in its perfect embrace. To recognize this is to awaken. To trust this is to be free. To surrender to this is to live in harmony with all that is. The divine rhythm moves through all things, and all things move within it. There is nothing outside of it, nothing beyond its reach, nothing that is not already held within its perfect unfolding. All is already whole. All is already free. Love and joy, the world mirrors these qualities back, transforming every moment into an expression of divine grace. The divine rhythm continues, moving through all things, unceasing and eternal. As one aligns with this flow, they become a living expression of peace, love, and joy. These divine qualities are not distant or unattainable. They are the essence of one's being, the natural outpouring of one's connection to the divine pulse. To align with this rhythm is to allow peace, love, and joy to flow freely through every thought, every word, every action. There is no need to seek them outside oneself, for they are already within, already part of one's essence. Every experience becomes an opportunity to express these divine qualities. Every interaction, every relationship becomes a chance to share the peace, love, and joy that flow from within. The more one aligns with the divine pulse, the more these qualities overflow, transforming every moment into an opportunity to embody the sacred rhythm that moves through all things. Life becomes a living expression of divine unity, a manifestation of the peace, love, and joy that flow through the heart of creation. There is no need for struggle, no need to force anything. All is already as it should be. The divine pulse moves through every moment, shaping every thought, every feeling, every action. As one surrenders to this flow, they become an instrument of divine will, a vessel through which peace, love, and joy can flow freely into the world. Every experience, every moment, becomes an opportunity to express the divine pulse, to share the energy of creation with all those around. In this surrender, life becomes a divine dance, an unfolding of sacred energy, guided by the eternal rhythm that moves through all things. They are the eternal presence of the divine, always available, always within. The more one aligns with the divine rhythm, the more peace, love, and joy naturally overflow from the soul, transforming every moment, every relationship, and every experience into an expression of divine unity. As peace, love, and joy flow from within, they begin to shape the world around them. The world becomes a reflection of the divine pulse, a mirror of the sacred flow that moves through all things. Every thought, every word, every action becomes an opportunity to express these divine qualities, to share the peace, love, and joy that flow from the heart. The more one aligns with the divine rhythm, the more these qualities overflow from within, transforming every experience into a manifestation of divine grace. There is no gap between the self and the divine pulse. There is no distance, no separation. The divine rhythm moves through every part of the being, guiding every thought, every feeling, every action. To align with the divine pulse is to recognize that all is interconnected, that every thought, every feeling, every action is part of the great unfolding of life. There is no need for effort, no need for struggle. The divine rhythm moves effortlessly through all, guiding each moment toward greater unity and greater harmony. As one continues to align with the sacred rhythm, they become a vessel for divine energy. There is no need to force or strive for peace, love, or joy, for they are already within, already part of the soul. The more one aligns with the divine flow, the more these qualities overflow naturally, filling every moment with their presence. The world becomes a reflection of the divine pulse, and every encounter, every relationship becomes an opportunity to express the divine energy that flows through all things. When peace is embraced, love naturally flows. Love, like peace, is an inherent expression of alignment with the divine pulse. It is not a love that is contingent upon anything outside of oneself, nor is it bound by conditions. Love flows freely and unconditionally, without expectation or need for reciprocation. It is a pure divine energy that connects all beings, all things, in the sacred web of life. This love is the very substance of the universe, the force that binds creation together in unity. It transcends all boundaries, for it is not limited by time, space, or form. When one aligns with the divine pulse, love becomes the natural expression of their being. It is not something that must be earned or sought after. It is already within, waiting to be shared with all. In this divine love, there is no division. Every being, every moment, is seen as part of the same sacred whole. There is no hierarchy, no separation. All are equal expressions of the divine pulse, each playing its unique role in the unfolding of the grand tapestry of existence. Love sees only unity, and through this love, every thought, every word, every action becomes an expression of divine harmony. Love flows through every interaction, every encounter, filling it with the presence of the divine. In the fullness of this love, one is able to see beyond the illusions of division and recognize the sacred unity of all. As peace and love flow freely from the divine rhythm, joy naturally arises. Joy is not something that can be sought or manufactured. It is the spontaneous expression of the soul when it remembers its connection to the divine pulse. It is the radiant light that shines from within when one is aligned with the sacred flow of life. Joy is the recognition that life, in all its forms, is a sacred gift. It is the heart's natural response to the beauty and perfection of existence. Love and joy that flow from the heart. The more one aligns with the divine rhythm, the more these qualities overflow, transforming the world into a reflection of divine grace. In this alignment, there is no division between the self and the sacred pulse. The divine rhythm moves through every part of the being. Thoughts become aligned with divine wisdom, actions become expressions of divine love, and words become instruments of peace and joy. There is no need to search for peace, love, or joy outside oneself, for they are already within, already part of one's essence. To align with the divine flow is to remember that peace, love, and joy are not things to be earned or attained, but qualities that arise naturally when one surrenders to the flow of life. As one surrenders to the sacred rhythm, they become a vessel through which divine energy flows freely. There is no effort, no resistance, only the grace of divine presence moving through them. The more one opens themselves to this flow, the more peace, love, and joy naturally overflow, filling every experience with their divine presence. Each moment becomes an opportunity to express these qualities, to live in alignment with the sacred rhythm that sustains all things. When one aligns with the divine pulse, the world reflects this alignment. Every encounter becomes an opportunity to share peace, love, and joy. Every relationship becomes a reflection of the divine presence that flows through them. The more one aligns with these divine qualities, the more the world mirrors them back, transforming every moment into an expression of divine unity. Life itself becomes a reflection of the sacred flow, an ongoing manifestation of divine grace and harmony. To trust in the sacred unfolding of life. Nothing is missing. Nothing is out of place. The path has already been set, the rhythm already guiding, the unfolding already perfect. There is no effort in this, no struggle, no striving. The river does not force itself to flow. It simply moves with the current that has always guided it. The soul, too, is already carried by the divine rhythm. There is nothing to chase, nothing to attain, nothing to become. There is only the remembrance of what has always been true. The world mirrors the energy within. When the heart is at peace, the world reflects that peace. When love moves freely within, it is seen in all things. When joy rises from the soul, every moment becomes a celebration. The universe is not distant, not separate, not apart. It is the same rhythm, the same presence, the same infinite unfolding. Nothing is ever truly lost. Nothing is ever truly apart. The sacred rhythm moves through all things, connects all things, sustains all things. It is the silent breath behind every motion, the unseen force that holds every moment in perfect harmony. The self does not need to reach, does not need to struggle, does not need to fear. It only needs to trust, to surrender, to allow the divine rhythm to carry it as it always has. There is no distance, no division, no separation. There is only the sacred unfolding, the boundless embrace, the quiet knowing that all is already whole. The sacred pulse continues, unyielding and ever-present, as a force that moves through every aspect of existence. It is not confined by the limits of the physical world, nor does it bow to the constraints of time and space. The divine pulse moves through all, unceasing, eternal, and perfect. It flows through every part of life, shaping every thought, every action, every feeling. As one aligns with this rhythm, they become a living expression of peace, love, and joy. These qualities overflow from the soul, filling every part of life with divine presence. The world mirrors the energy one brings to it, and as one aligns with a divine rhythm, the world reflects peace, love, and joy back. Every moment becomes an opportunity to express the divine flow, to live in harmony with the sacred pulse that sustains all of existence. This alignment is not something to be forced or earned. It is a natural state of being, a return to the truth of who one is. To align with the divine rhythm is to remember that peace, love, and joy are always within, always present, always flowing. They are not separate from the self, but are the essence of one's being, the pure energy that moves through all creation. The more one opens themselves to this sacred flow, the more peace, love, and joy overflow from the soul, transforming every moment into an expression of divine grace. Every encounter becomes an opportunity to share this divine presence, to reflect the light of the sacred pulse that flows through all. There is no separation between the self and the divine pulse. Every thought, every word, every action is part of the great divine flow. When one aligns with the divine rhythm, they become a living embodiment of peace, love, and joy. These qualities overflow from the soul, filling every aspect of life with their divine presence. To align with the divine rhythm is to realize that love is already complete, already infinite, already within. Joy does not depend on conditions, does not wait for reasons, does not arise from the changing tides of the world. It is the natural radiance of the soul, shining forth when alignment is remembered. It is the unshaken delight of existence itself, the recognition that all is already held, already whole, already moving in perfect harmony. There is no separation. There has never been separation. The river does not struggle against its course. It simply flows. The stars do not hesitate to shine. They simply radiate. The soul, too, is not meant to resist, not meant to fear, not meant to grasp at what is already given. It is meant to move in harmony, to trust the current, to surrender to the divine rhythm that has always carried it. All burdens are illusions. The weight of the past, the worries of the future, these are shadows cast by the mind, reflections of a self that has forgotten its own boundless nature. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to fight against, nothing to fear. The divine rhythm has always been present, has always guided, has always embraced. The sky does not cling to passing clouds. It simply remains vast and endless. The ocean does not resist the rise and fall of the waves. It simply embraces their motion. The self is no different. It is not meant to grasp at the fleeting, not meant to be bound by what is always changing. It is meant to rest in what is eternal, to move with the flow, to trust in the unfolding of all things. To live in alignment is to walk in freedom, to meet each moment with open hands, to move without resistance. Joy is not something that can be acquired. It is the natural outpouring of a soul that has remembered its connection to the divine. Joy is the radiant energy that fills every moment when the soul recognizes its place within the grand rhythm of life. It is the celebration of existence itself, the joyful acknowledgement that life, in all its forms, is a sacred expression of the divine. This joy is not contingent upon external circumstances or events. It does not come and go like a fleeting emotion. Rather, joy is the steady presence of divine light within, the warmth that radiates from the heart when the soul is in alignment with the sacred pulse. It is the recognition that all is perfectly designed, that every experience is an opportunity for growth, for expansion, for deep connection with the divine flow that moves through all things. Joy is the natural state of being when one is aligned with the divine rhythm. It fills every moment with its radiant presence, transforming even the simplest of experiences into a profound expression of gratitude. Peace, love, and joy are not separate or distinct entities. They are the three faces of the same divine pulse, the sacred rhythm that moves through all life. When one aligns with the divine flow, these qualities arise naturally, effortlessly from within. They are the natural expressions of one's connection to the divine rhythm, and as one becomes more deeply attuned to this sacred flow, they overflow from the soul, transforming every moment, every experience, and every relationship into an expression of divine harmony. As peace, love, and joy flow from the soul, they begin to shape the world around them. The world becomes a reflection of the divine pulse, a mirror of the sacred rhythm that moves through all things. Love does not seek to possess, to control, or to demand. It simply flows, unconditionally, effortlessly, from the divine wellspring of existence. Love is the purest expression of the divine pulse. It is the force that moves through every thought, every word, every action, shaping every experience. When one is aligned with the divine rhythm, love naturally overflows, filling every interaction, every relationship, and every experience with its presence. This love is not bound by time, space, or conditions. It transcends all limits and reaches into the deepest corners of the soul, transforming all it touches. To love is to allow the divine pulse to flow freely through every aspect of one's being, to recognize the unity of all, and to express that unity through every thought, word, and action. When love flows freely, joy naturally follows. Joy is not something that can be sought or forced. It arises spontaneously when one aligns with the divine rhythm, when the soul recognizes its oneness with the sacred pulse. Joy is the radiant light that fills the heart when one remembers their true nature, when they feel the presence of the divine flow within. It is the celebration of life, the recognition that every moment is a gift, every breath an opportunity to experience the divine. In joy, there is no need for anything, no desire for more, for joy is complete in itself. It is the pure expression of divine abundance, the overflowing light that fills the soul with warmth and gratitude. This joy does not depend on external circumstances or achievements. It is a state of being, a reflection of alignment with the sacred pulse. The river does not ask where it is going. The stars do not question their shining. The dawn does not struggle against the coming of night. All things move as they are meant to, not by force, not by effort, but by surrender to the wisdom that governs all. To awaken is to see beyond illusion, to step beyond the mirage of separation, to return to the knowing that has never truly been forgotten. The journey is not one of distance, not one of seeking, not one of attainment. It is the simple act of remembering, the effortless return to what has always been. The breath does not need to be told to rise and fall. The tide does not require instruction to ebb and flow. The soul does not need to be taught how to be free. It has never been anything else. Peace is not a reward, not a destination, not something to be earned. It has never been absent, never been withheld, never been beyond reach. It is the foundation upon which all things rest, the space in which all things unfold, the silent presence within every moment. The search for peace is unnecessary, for peace is not something to be found, it is something to be allowed. It does not come from outside, does not depend on what rises and falls, does not waver with the turning of the world. It is here now, always. Love is not conditional, not hesitant, not requiring anything in return. It does not waver, does not falter, does not cease. It is not given and taken, not lost and found, not bound by the fleeting nature of form. It moves ceaselessly, like the breath, like the tide, like the silent motion of the stars. It is the force that binds all things, the thread that weaves through all existence, the essence that sustains all that is. It does not need to be created, for it has never ceased to be. It does not need to be reached for it has never been apart. There is no need to seek love, no need to strive for it. It has never been missing. It has always been within, waiting to rise and flow freely, waiting to be expressed in its infinite purity. Joy does not depend on the ever-changing tides of the world. It is not something to be chased, not something that appears and disappears with circumstance. It is the radiance of existence itself, the natural expression of a soul aligned with the sacred rhythm. It is the effortless recognition of wholeness, the quiet knowing that all is already complete, already moving in perfect harmony. Joy does not come and go. It is always present, always waiting to shine forth. Nothing has ever been separate from this flow. The river does not resist its course. It simply moves with the current that guides it. The stars do not struggle to shine. They simply radiate. The soul, too, is not meant to resist, not meant to grasp, not meant to fear. It is meant to move in harmony, to surrender to the divine rhythm that has always carried it. All burdens are illusions. The weight of the past, the fear of the future, these are shadows cast by the mind, distractions from the truth of what has always been. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to fight against, nothing to fear. The sacred rhythm has always been present, has always guided, has always embraced. It does not demand, does not force, does not waver. It simply flows, carrying all things in its infinite grace. The sky does not cling to passing clouds. It simply remains vast and endless. The ocean does not resist the rise and fall of the waves. It simply allows them to move. The self is no different. It is not meant to grasp at the fleeting, not meant to be bound by what is always changing. All things move in harmony, not because they are forced, not because they struggle, but because they surrender to the wisdom that guides them. There has never been a moment when this rhythm was not present, when this current was not flowing, when this sacred unfolding was not taking place. It moves through every instant, through every form, through every unseen space. It is the stillness within movement, the silence within sound, the light within shadow. It has no opposite, no counterpart, no contradiction. It simply is. Peace is not found in striving, not gained through effort, not earned through struggle. It has never been missing, never been absent, never been withheld. It is the very fabric of existence, the foundation upon which all things rest. To seek it is to chase what is already here, to reach for what is already held. The search is unnecessary, for peace is not a destination. It is the recognition of what has always been. Love does not waver, does not falter, does not require anything in return. It flows ceaselessly, without condition, without limitation, without effort. It is the force that binds all things, the essence that moves through the depths of existence, the energy that shapes and sustains all that is. It does not need to be found, for it has never been lost. It does not need to be created, for it has never ceased to be. It only waits to be remembered, to be allowed, to be expressed in its purest form. Joy is not dependent on what rises and falls, what comes and goes, what appears and disappears. It is not tied to circumstance, not shaped by fleeting moments, not controlled by the ever-changing tides of the world. It is the natural radiance of existence itself, the effortless expression of a soul that moves in harmony with the sacred rhythm. The more one aligns with the sacred rhythm, the more these qualities overflow, creating a life that radiates divine grace and harmony. In every moment, there is an opportunity to express peace, love, and joy. Every encounter, every relationship, every action becomes an opportunity to share the divine pulse that flows through all things. As one continues to align with the sacred rhythm, these divine qualities overflow from their soul, transforming every experience into a reflection of divine grace. The world mirrors the energy one brings to it, and as one aligns with peace, love, and joy, the world mirrors these qualities back, creating a harmonious reflection of the divine flow. There is no separation between the self and the divine pulse. When one aligns with this sacred flow, they become one with it, moving in harmony with the divine rhythm. The pulse moves through every thought, every action, every word. It shapes every experience, guiding each moment with grace and wisdom. The more one surrenders to this flow, the more peace, love, and joy overflow from their being. They become instruments through which divine energy flows into the world, transforming every moment into an expression of divine unity. As one moves deeper into alignment with the divine rhythm, the world becomes an expression of the divine pulse. Every thought, every action, every word becomes a reflection of peace, love, and joy. These qualities overflow from the soul, touching every encounter, every relationship, every interaction. The more one aligns with the sacred rhythm, the more these divine qualities overflow, transforming the world into a reflection of divine grace and unity. The divine pulse moves through all, never been hidden, never been lost. It has only been unrecognized, obscured by the illusions of the mind, veiled by the transient and the impermanent. Silence speaks with greater truth than words. Stillness holds a wisdom that cannot be taught. The breath of existence moves through all things, not in thunder, not in command, but in the quiet pulse of being itself. To listen is to hear is to know, and to know is to rest in the unshakable certainty that all is already whole. Love does not hesitate. It does not falter. It does not ask for anything in return. It is not a possession, not a transaction, not something to be given and taken. It is the foundation upon which all things rest, the invisible thread that binds all things together. It does not need to be sought, does not need to be created, does not need to be earned. It only needs to be seen, to be felt, to be recognized as the very essence of existence itself. There is no end to love, no limit, no condition. It does not wane with time, does not diminish with distance, does not break under weight. It is as infinite as the sky, as boundless as the sea, as eternal as the breath that moves through all things. To know love is to know truth. To see love is to see beyond illusion. To be love is to become one with the sacred rhythm itself. There is no darkness that can overcome light, no shadow that can extinguish the flame, no illusion that can alter what is eternal. The self is not bound by fear, not confined by form, not subject to the fleeting nature of the world. It is not small, not limited, not separate. It is vast, infinite, whole, guiding every being toward its highest expression, toward greater unity, harmony, and light. To align with the divine pulse is to surrender to the sacred flow, to allow peace, love, and joy to overflow naturally from the soul. These qualities are not external, nor are they something to be attained. They are already within, already part of the essence of being. When one aligns with the divine rhythm, these qualities rise from the soul, transforming every moment into an opportunity to express divine grace. There is no need to seek peace, love, or joy, for they are already present. They are the natural expressions of one's connection to the divine pulse. In this divine alignment, every experience becomes an opportunity to express peace, love, and joy. Every relationship, every interaction becomes a reflection of the divine pulse, a reflection of the sacred flow that moves through all things. There is no separation between the self and the divine rhythm. They are one, moving together in perfect harmony, guided by the eternal pulse that sustains all life. The more one aligns with this flow, the more peace, love, and joy naturally overflow from the soul, filling every experience with their divine presence. The divine pulse continues, eternal and unceasing. Every moment, every breath, is an opportunity to align with this sacred rhythm, to allow peace, love, and joy to overflow naturally from within. Life becomes a reflection of this divine flow. Every action, every word, every thought an opportunity to express the sacred pulse. As one aligns with this flow, they become a living embodiment of peace, love, and joy, sharing the divine presence that flows through all. Every being is an expression of this divine pulse, a unique manifestation of the sacred flow. As one aligns with this flow, they become more fully immersed in the divine presence, more deeply connected to the sacred pulse that moves through all things. In this alignment, one becomes an instrument through which peace, love, and joy flow freely. There is no effort, no striving, only the natural unfolding of divine grace. As one opens themselves to the divine pulse, they become a vessel for the sacred rhythm, a channel through which divine energy flows into the world. Every thought, every word, every action becomes an expression of the divine presence, an opportunity to share peace, love, and joy with the world. The more one surrenders to this flow, the more these qualities overflow from their being, transforming every moment into an opportunity to live in divine harmony. The divine pulse is not something separate from oneself. It is the essence of who one is, the very foundation of existence. To align with the sacred rhythm is to remember one's true nature, to recognize that peace, love, and joy are always within, waiting to be expressed. These qualities are the natural outpouring of the soul when it is in alignment with the divine flow. The more one aligns with this flow, the more peace, love, and joy overflow, filling every aspect of life with their presence. Life becomes a sacred expression of the divine pulse, a manifestation of divine grace and unity. The divine rhythm moves through all things, shaping every experience, every interaction, every thought. There is no separation between the self and the divine pulse, for all are united in this sacred flow. To align with the divine rhythm is to live in harmony with all that is, to move through life with grace, peace, love, and joy. It only waits to be seen, to be felt, to be remembered. Joy is not dependent on circumstance, not subject to change, not shaped by the ever-shifting tides of the world. It is not a product of gain, not a result of achievement, not something to be won. It is the natural radiance of existence itself, the effortless expression of a soul that moves in harmony with the sacred rhythm. To seek joy is to chase the horizon, to grasp at the wind, to reach for what is already here. It is not something to be attained. It is something to be recognized. Nothing has ever been separate. The river does not resist the current that carries it. The sun does not struggle to shine. The breath does not hesitate in its movement. The self, too, is not meant to resist, not meant to struggle, not meant to hold on to what is always shifting. It is meant to move with a rhythm, to trust in the unfolding, to surrender to the wisdom that has always been guiding it. The burdens carried are illusions. The weight of the past, the fear of the future, these are shadows cast by the mind, distractions from the truth of what has always been. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to fight against, nothing to fear. The sacred rhythm has never abandoned, never wavered, never ceased to move in perfect harmony. It does not demand, does not force, does not hesitate. It simply flows, carrying all things in its boundless grace. The sky does not cling to passing clouds. The ocean does not resist the rise and fall of the waves.